No, Murray's doing it.
Hello, welcome to Memorial Day Yoga. We'll get going in about 2 or 3 minutes. Welcome, grab your mat, grab some water. My name is Mark Cormier. I teach Bay Club here in San Francisco, and hope everyone's having a wonderful Memorial Day. And again, we'll get going in 2 or 3 minutes, and yeah, we'll see you real soon. All right.
No, it's boring.
Here we are.
Sketchy and boring. God. Wait, where's your lap?
So just
Maria, this is like a family YouTube. You can't be different like that.
It's a Facebook Live.
There are content standards.
And the
I
girl
need
is
to
still in
go
the
now.
background. Should we turn it out?
Yep.
29.
that's the bell right there.
Marco.
Welcome everyone. Welcome to yoga. We have our neighbor Maria, and we have Markel Palumbo. Markel's a photographer here in San Francisco. Maria is a programmer. Anyway, they're both very avid yoga practitioners, and they will practice with us tonight. So anyway, finding your feet. A light press of the palms together. Relax, shoulders long and tall through the crown. A slight tuck of the chin as we take our attention in. And we can start by watching our breath as it flows in and as it flows out, arriving here on our yoga mats, ready for an evening yoga practice. I'll invite you to shape your breath with a long, slow inhalation, matched by a long, slow exhalation. As you breathe in, I'll invite you to find a full body breath, bringing the air from the base of the belly, the top of the chest, filling up each sideways, filling up both front and back planes of your body. As you breathe out, either keeping the belly soft and letting the air whoosh out, or adding a constriction of the low belly in and up towards the heart as we squeeze a little more air out. To this deeper, fuller breath, I'll invite you to find the Ujjayi or ocean breath, a slight constriction to the base of the throat, adding a slight sounding feel to your breath. As we flow through our practice tonight, letting the sound and feel of our breath be a focus for our practice. Always coming back to that sound and feel of the Ujjayi, the victorious breath. Last two details, tip of the tongue to the hard palate just behind the teeth, trying to find that tongue to hard palate connection throughout the practice, keeping our jaws relaxed and connecting front and back planes of our bodies. Finally, adding a slight smile to your face to open up the front of your throat so that your breath has lots of room to refresh and revitalize. Keeping all this, opening the eyes, I'll invite you to bring the arms up overhead, hands by your side first, and then overhead, inhale, and then on the exhale, hands back down. 2 more times like that. Inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down, adding a forward fold, inhaling up, exhaling, leading with your heart. Take a breath to find length as you look up, exhaling, folding, inhaling, riding the breath up, arms up and over the head, that's it. Exhaling, standing tall. 2 more times like this, inhaling up, exhaling, hinging at the hips as you fold. Take a breath to find length. On the exhale, folding again. Inhaling, riding the breath up. Exhaling, standing tall. 1 more like this. Inhaling up. Exhaling over. Inhaling up. Exhaling again as we fold. Inhaling, riding the breath up. Exhaling, standing tall. So Namaskar A with or without vinyasa. Inhaling up. Exhaling over. Take a breath to find length. And as you breathe out, grounding down to the hands, either cycling through vinyasa, yoga push-up, inhaling into a back bend, and then back to down dog, or skipping all that, and just stretching on back. Let your breath make the call. Raquel,
I'm trying to close the windows.
that's okay, it's hot in here.
Are you sure?
Why don't you get our music going?
Okay. You got it.
So this is a Spotify playlist for Mark Cormier. So we go like this.
All right, we're going to keep it flowing here. Inhaling up. Exhaling over. Take a breath to find length. And breathing out, back to down dog. You're just cycling through vinyasa or stretching. Straight back. Inhaling. And exhaling. Stretching on back. And then holding that down dog. Or maybe choosing a child's pose and the other street. That works. Wherever you choose to work, finding that balance between your effort and your goals. From down dog, long smooth breath. Long smooth breath. On the tail end of that, looking between your arms, just step. Or take a breath. Take a breath to find. Exhale. In, right in the breath. Exhale. Standing. Do one more Namaskar. We'll add on if you choose. Inhale. Exhale. Take a breath to find life. And then breathing out. Back to down dog as you will. Either cycling through vinyasa or stretching. Great. Going great to hold your down dog. We're letting your inhale bring you forward. One toes on the exhale. Our time like this. Inhale. Exhale. Stretch. This last one, I want you to hold. Inhale. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Get on that neck. Direction it off. And hold. For another breath. Big full breath. Roll down dog and allow you to bring your attention to your hands. Lots of space between each finger. Grounding down solidly between the thumb and the four fingers, we draw the energy up. Neck relaxed, head heavy, along the wall side. As you look back to down dog. Big breath. Counting that breath, looking between your hands. Yeah. Maybe take a breath to find. Exhale. Inhale. Right in the breath up. Exhale. Standing. Sit up a scarfing. Start with a chair pose on the inhale. Knees over toes. Exhaling, taking it low. On the inhale, rising and up a little back over the top of the heart of the throat. On the exhale, big swallow. Take a breath to find life. And then breathing out. Back to down dog. As you will, cycling moving up. Or stretching. Straight. Follow your breath. Find your from down dog, flow style. Big toes touch, heels style, your heart. Finding a three-legged dog, right leg high to the sky. High on the left toe. And then looking between the hands, taking that right foot up. Steady and lightly as we spin the back down. Hands can always find hands. And then up and over the head for your lunge. And then up again. Back to low lunge. And from low lunge. Back to down dog. And oh, yeah. That's what I always do in yoga class. Your fellow students and you when I don't. Second side. You guys are ready. From down dog. Big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Left leg high to the sky. High on the right toes. And then bringing that left foot out through, landing it lightly, spinning the back. Arms up and over the head for warrior one. And then on the exhale, back to low lunge, and then back to down dog. As you take your time, find your flow. Welcome, Jeff. Welcome, Kathy. Welcome, Nan. Welcome, Lauren. Welcome, Jeannie. Welcome, Janie. And Ivy. From down dog, long, slow breath. Long, slow breath. Get into that breath, looking between your hands. Step. Or take a jump. Take a breath of life. Exhaling. On the inhale, finding your chair. Exhaling, taking it lower. Inhaling, rising on up. On the exhale, standing tall. Let's do one more Shanamaskara. We'll add a hip opening sequence into the mix. We'll start with our chair. Inhale. Exhaling, taking it lower. Inhaling, rising on up. On the exhale, a big swan dive. Take a breath to find length. And then breathing out, back to down dog as you will. You don't always have to do the push-up.
It's easy.
It's easy. It is. You get used
It's
to it.
right there.
It flows.
It's right there. So
Having
that's
said
it.
that, sometimes we have shoulder issues, elbow issues. So be mindful. Always listening to your body and respecting what your body has. Flow style. Big toes touch this slightly apart. Right leg high in the sky. High in the left toe. Lift your leg straight as you stand. Now bending that top leg, opening that back. Try to see that. See it? And then sweeping that right foot up forward. Not yet. Oh, let's go for it. Do that next time. And we'll find our warrior one, arms up and over the head. And then back to down dog. As you will, deep full breaths. We'll definitely give you a chest and flip that dog. And exhale. Second side, big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Left leg high to the sky, high on our right foot. Lifted leg straight as we stack. Now you're going to bend that leg and open it up.
She swore that she would be all mine, love me till the end. When I whispered in her ear, I lost another breath of good times.
Just feeling the top up. Finding your and then back. As you again, you can always choose that child's pose. And always finding that balance between your effort, your stirrup, and your ease. Your down dog or child's pose. Into the back leg of the body, just respiration, find your space, more freedom of action. Wherever you are, always feel free to stay there. Down dog, long, sweet breath. Feeling that breath, looking between your hands. Just take a breath to find it. Exhale. On the inhale, finding your chair pose, knees over toes. Exhaling, taking it lower. On the inhale, rising. On the exhale, standing tall, finding neutral spine. A light against the heart. A light pressing up into the collective. Finding your breath. Do another standing sequence here. Before we get to the house hands find the hips. We step or jump our feet, hip width apart. From here, hands come to the back of the hips. So I have the fingers face down. Nice support on that low back as we just circle our hips. And we'll do 6 each way. Your breath, your body, we can inhale forward and exhale back. 2 more to go this way. And then we'll take those hip circles the other way. 2 more to go this direction. And then back to center. Let's pretend we have an extra set of hands. So we're going to stabilize our hips. Actual hands find our shoulders. We'll circle our shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We'll take it the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, Now back to center. Arms in the air, you're like either do or don't care. We'll take the hips one way, shoulders go the other for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We'll take it the other way for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And back to center. Your hands by your side. From here, let's step or jump our feet. In on the inhale, finding our chair pose, knees over toes. Exhaling, taking it lower. From here, finding a power chair, parallel thighs, parallel torso. And then from here, playing with our jump back. As we ground down through 2 palms, the hips stay high. Unfold, chest, and your side. Or stretching back. Sit down. Water. All good here. How do you feel like flipping the dog tonight? Keep toes touched just slightly apart. Right leg high to the sky. High on the left toe. Now stacking the hips. Now bending the leg, opening up that hip. And now flipping the dog as you tap your big toe down. Heart spins up to the sky. So I'll show you guys how to sideways here. We go up, we go up, we go up.
Okay.
And
Oh, that's fine.
yes. There we go. Look at the other side.
Okay.
Right leg high. We're going to spin it up. Right foot down, left foot down. Hands by the hips. Longer stand. Slide that back. We're going to square the shoulders. Flatten the fingers behind the head. And then hands behind the side. And then breathing in. Breathing in. Breathing out in. All of it. From here, we'll turn warrior 1 into warrior 2. Opening up. Back foot in. One long arm. Now to those front fingers. With a steady hand. Here, take rainbows in. 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 Exhale. And then a rainbow warrior and clasping the fingers behind the back, shoulder blades back and down with the heart. And then leading with the heart. As we fold inside that front leg, right foot front, left foot back. As the shoulders drop and back towards the hips. Relax neck. Heavy, heavy head. As we hold the shape, I'm going to add a little micro movement, a little swing. A little sway as you release tension in the neck. Shoulders on the neck, relaxing again. And then we'll come on up here. Tuck of the chin. Lifting the chin tall to the crown, back to our warrior 2 shape. Transitioning to our triangle. Thumb and forefinger find creases.
Hey, little girl, is your daddy
Deepening the
home?
crease, lengthening the crease. And then grounding bottom hand down in an appropriate triangle. So gravity waves are particularly strong tonight. We can open up that top shoulder. We can stretch hand high.
Tell me now,
Hey,
baby, is it good to you?
Look up.
Can you do to you the things that I do?
As we hold the shape with every breath in,
I can see
energy here, center balance. Every time you breathe out, send in energy out to the limbs, the legs, both hands to the spine. You guys know the half moon? Let's move towards half moon. I'll cue it sideways here. Need a block? What can we do for block? So the half moon. So hand finds the
Sometimes it's like
We'll step the back of it.
baby, itchy and
We set our
dull.
right
A
hand.
6-inch valley through the middle of my soul.
setting the shoulders, stretching hand high. Baby spin.
At night I wake up with the sheets soaking wet and a freight train running through the middle of my head.
Again, with every breath in, gathering energy in your center of balance. With every breath out, sending it out through the limbs into the bend of the spine. As we make ourselves bigger and stronger. From our half moon, coming down, embracing control, hand finds the hip. We bend the back leg, back foot low. 2 feet find the floor as we find our warrior two. And then I'll suggest a big windmill of the arms as we find the lunge. And from the back to down dog. As you will. Take your time, follow your breath. Find your as we hold our down dog, I'll invite you to come back to your Ujjayi breath, a slight constriction of the base. From that place, fifth chakra, communication, listening and feeling as your breath flows in and as your breath flows out. From down dog, we're going to do our second side. Big toes touch heels slightly apart if they're not already there. Left leg high. You might have to negotiate a little bit in terms of your space. Stack the hips. Now then, the leg opening up the hips, see the foot. And now flipping the dog. If you'd like, tapping that big toe down, spinning heart up to the sky. Awesome, guys. And then reflipping the dog, left leg high. Left leg high? Yes, you've got that hand down. Left leg high. Come back to the feel like a dog. Just go straight out. And just left leg up as we find our warrior one. Hands right. Warrior one, we're going to lengthen our stance. Square the shoulders. By clasping the fingers behind the head. And then stretching hands high to the sky. Here, gathering up the energy, breathing in.
Just for one day.
And breathing in. And breathing out. One more to go here, breathing in. And breathing out. From here, hands find the heart as we open up there. Take that back for this. Just a second.
I drink all the
Out of your warrior. Here,
Cause we're lovers.
inhale as we straighten that front leg.
That is the fact.
Breathing in. And breathing
Yes, we're
last one here,
lovers.
breathing in. Breathing.
That is fact.
And then finding a rainbow warrior back to warrior two. Clasping the fingers on it. Back shoulder blades back down. So fingers stay here.
We'll
Fingers
keep
out.
us together.
Otherwise, adding that forward fold. And as the shoulders drop and back. Look at that neck relax.
Just for one day. We can be heroes.
Slowly bring down.
Ever, ever. What you say?
From our rainbow warrior, a tuck of the chin as we bring it on up. Coming back to our warrior two shake. One more arm. From our warrior two shake, we're going to move towards the triangle pose. Thumb and forefinger find crease of hip and base of rib. Deepening that crease, lengthening those ribs. And then grounding bottom hand down, setting that shoulder, stretching hand high. Maybe spinning face. But look up to the sun. Holding this and stillness. Prayer for a long, slow breath. Straighter down. Straight leg.
Nothing will keep us together.
Muscles. We'll start to set our joints.
We can be
Over
together.
time, I find, at least for me, my joints tend to ache. So I keep the joints a little bit soft. And I use the strength of my muscles.
We can be heroes. Just for one day.
For our triangle pose, I'll invite you to move towards that back. As we bring hand in. Step to the back. Do it around bottom, hand down. Lift that leg. We set that shoulder, we stretch hand high. Baby split. And look up. And again, every time you breathe in, gather energy in your center of balance. 3 or 4 fingers below the navel. Every time you breathe out, send that energy out. Both arms, both legs, both ends of the spine. As we make ourselves bigger in space from the inside. Now with grace and control, lots of knees here. Hand finds the hip and bend the step. Back to slowly landing lightly. And then finding your warrior two. And then a big windmill of the arms. Find the lunge. And the down dog. As you Vinyasa just means connected movement with lots of ways. Work through connected movement as we move through space with inhale, let's come back to the chair, knees are open. On the inhale, right. On the exhale, lift the spine. I'll invite you to bring hands up. Either a light press to the hands of your feet, or adding that isometric engagement. You can rest those palms together, shoulders engaged, strong, steady in our center. It's a hot day, it's hot here in San Francisco. On Facebook land, I might be hot, so make sure you have water. So let's do another little pellet. Do a separate jumper. From here on the inhale, we're going to bring our arms out to the side. On the exhale, bending the knees and cross the arms. And let's do 6 of these. Switching the left. One more time each way. And back up. Look for a twisted sequence here. Now, right and left, we're a little confused on the video screen. So do your best. You do one side, and it's not the side I'm on. Do the other side. Just keep track. I always cue right first. So we'll bring our feet together. On the inhale, we're going to find our chair pose. Taking it a little lower. From here, right hand is going to find right hip. We're going to reach for the front of the room. And then we're going to find a twist. You can start with the wrist, sliding to the elbow, and then finding your prayer hands. Your prayer hands is too much, just keep your hand on your elbow. As we hold the shape, squeezing the inner knees together so one knee has a tendency to slide back. Try to keep those even. Twist. From our twist to the right side, and then inhale, bring you center, stay low. Now left hand finds left hip. We reach for the front of the room. We can start with the wrist, slide to the elbow, and then you can keep the hand on hip. We're fighting here. As we hold these twists, either looking down to the ground or grounding off to the side, or up half that top elbow with that steady yet relaxed. From here, let's an inhale, bring us center, and let's keep going as we straighten those legs. I always like to think of a jack in the box here, coming out of the box, and then a big swan dive. Take a breath to find length, and then breathing out. Back to down dog. As you move, you cycle through the asana or stretching. That's your breath maker. Welcome, Richard. Welcome, Michael. Welcome, Jackie. Welcome, Elizabeth. Remember, you guys try that draggy dog sequence. It's not like you, it's too hot. Really, dog. We're going to write out very like how to discuss. From here, you need to know the knee, shoulder. Exhale. Inhale it up. This next one will hold. Bringing it forward. Inhale. Hold. Another exhale. Getting it from right between the hands. Spinning the back to the left. Hands find the hips. Warrior one breath. From here, we can use those hands to square our shoulders. Finding a clasp with the fingers behind the head, part of the throat, and then finding straight. Here, gathering energy into our center of balance. On the exhale, off. 2 more times like this. And breathing in. Breathing out in, holding for a breath as we take a big breath into our heart. Again, I'm going to cue right and left here. Right hand finds right hip. We're going to find length on the far side, reaching up. And then reaching down. 2 more times. Breathing in, reaching up. And then reaching down. Breathing in, reaching up. And then reach. So we're going to keep that back heel down. We'll start with the wrist. We'll slide to the elbow, either keeping hand on hip or finding your prayer hands. Again, your wrist, your eye focus, that really work fast. into your life. There's no turning back. Even while we sleep, we will find you acting on your best. From our twist, let's come out easy as we frame this front. A big step in as you line up the heels, the angle of the back foot, and then pouring yourself over a relatively straight leg. Relax the head as we find pyramid or Parsvottanasana, the hamstring. It's my own desire. It's my only love. So yeah, cross. Help me to decide. I love cross. Help me make the most. As we hold the shape, you can gently rock the body side to side, just releasing the hands. And then at the shoulders, relax that heavy head. And then back. Letting all that tension right down. Let's do one more thing. Hold it for a while. So here, let's do warrior one, warrior two. Sorry, hips are facing the front, foot warrior one. Swing the hands out to the side, warrior two. And then back front, warrior one. And then just back and forth, let it be your hips, your pace, whatever feels right and good for you. Just inviting more energy, more life force, more prana into our hips through rotation. You might even accomplish that through rotation of the thighs. Rotating front thigh in, back thigh out, back thigh in, front thigh out. Moving towards another balance pose, last one tonight. As we move towards the revolved triangle, squaring those hips front, warrior one hip. As you bring the hand to the sacrum, the palm faces up. As if you're holding the water. Walking the other hand in, either big toe side or cross the wrist with an ankle. And then lanking both sides. We can set that shoulder. We can stretch the arm. You reach a hold of the ball, triangle, other side, big stretch on the hip of the front leg, or moving towards your revolved halfway. As you bring the hand back to the sacrum, now we spin that back here, step it on in, walking that hand forward, lifting it up, right, and then turning our heart towards the straight line. We can set the shoulder, we can stretch it high, maybe spinning. Coming down with grace and control. Hands frame the front foot as we find a little lunge. And from low lunge back to down dog. As you roll. Again, take your time. Boom! And find that child's pose. So in yoga we call it equanimity, balanced mind, balanced body, balanced energy level, balanced spirit. In medicine they call it homeostasis. On a hot day you want to make sure you're drinking water, respecting who your body is. Yoga is supposed to be good for you. And sometimes we push the boundaries, we make sure we don't push the boundaries in places not. Wherever you are, always feel it. From down dog, dragon dog, big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Left leg high to the center. Now finding your dragon dog, knee to nose, knee, exhaling. And then it and then bring it forward. Inhale. Last one, but hold, bringing it forward, exhaling. Inhale, hold it. And on the next exhale, kind of right hands as we find warrior one, prep hands. Find it. From here, we can use those hands to set the shoulders. Finding a clasp with the fingers behind the back, over the heart, over the throat, forth into the shoulder. And then finding that tray from here. Breathing in. And breathing in. And breathing out. One more time. And breathing out and holding for a big breath. Here, hand by leg, my length on the far side, reaching up, and then reaching up, and then reaching up, and then reach. Now we're going to move towards that twist left side. We start with the wrist. We slide to the elbow, either keeping hand on hip, or finding your prayer hands, either looking down, off to the side, or up to the side. Back to the measure ease. We're going to frame front foot. Big step. Find hard hooks. Wrists at the front. If not, maybe work fingertips, work at hamstring. Straight front leg, drawing the hip of the front back. Relax that hip. Again, as we hold the shape, I'll invite you to gently rock it from side to side, just feeling gravity flows, energy flow on the room, letting go to the finger mark out from side to side. Touch your whole body. And now back to the center. I'm going to rotate our hips forward and out to the side. I'm going to do that rotation. We're going to go sideways there. You say, this is your you have plenty of work. I'm going to rotate the hips out, and I'll rotate the hips front. I rotate the hips out, warrior 2 hips, and front warrior 1 hips. And a couple more times, out, and and in. Now we're going to keep those hips squared front as we move to the hardest of the standing poses. Wall triangle, hand finds the same. Walk this hand in, feel free to use height. Lengthening through both sideways, heart turns towards this front leg. We can set the top shoulder. We can stretch hand, maybe spinning face. We'll look up. Solidly grounding down to the big twist. Solidly grounding down. Free to stay. Take interesting balance. Bring hand extend the back heel up. Take a big step. Lift up. We're going to turn our heart to the street. We can set the shape. We can stretch the body. Maybe spinning face. Lift up. Again, as we hold the shape, finding your center of balance, 2 or 3 fingers below the navel, and then sending your energy out deep. Smile on the face. Big smile on the face. And then coming out with grace and control. And we land that back foot, hand finds the sacrum, crank front foot, and finding up the lunge and the low. Good down dog. As Just you know, it's really, really hot in here. We probably should have set up a fan, but don't do it.
It's organized. Nail it.
From down dog, long smooth breath. Tail into that breath, look at your hands. Or take a breath. Take a breath. Exhale. On the inhale, finding your chin. Exhaling, take it lower. On the inhale, rise. On the exhale, use your spine. Elevate and bring hands to either keeping the light resting on the flexion, or adding that isometric engagement. Rest the body. Fires. Let's do one more standing sequence. It'll be a shorter, so on the end of standing sequence, it's 7:5. So those of you that are over there, we'll go on for another 15 minutes. We'll get down on the carpet and we'll do some seated poses just to relax and cool off a little bit. And we'll introduce the Satali breath, which is a nice cooling breath for us. So let's bring hands on hips. Let's shift weight onto right foot. Let's step left foot down. From here, we're going to shift our weight onto that front foot. As we lift that back leg, any amount. Any amount. We always come back to the floor and tap that toe down. Either keeping toe up, landing that toe down, and play with arm variations or stretch hands back. You stretch hands out. You stretch hands in. From here, let's bring hands back to the hips as we ground that back foot and step it up. Do that warrior 3 variation, step aside, other foot step back. We start to shift weight onto the front foot. We start to float that back foot. And then wherever you're going, always bring that toe down. We'll play with our arm variations as we stretch hands back. So we stretch hands out. We can stretch hands in front, holding a large glass. And then hands find the hips. And as we step that foot front and give it a shake. From here, let's work a few breath exercises. Make sure everyone is in the frame here. I always get a little confused here. I'm Maria. Awesome. I like this configuration. This is a strong configuration. We're going to make 2 fists with our hands. We're going to bring the fist below our neck. On the inhale, breathing in, then opening up heart and throat. We'll spin the palms up to the sky as we breathe out through the mouth. Inhaling. Let's do 6 of these. Inhaling. Halfway done. Inhaling. Last 2. Last 1. And then hands by your side. So on this one, we inhale, we're going to turn to one side, we'll push one hand up, the other hand down. It starts with it. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. And we turn to one side, we push one hand up, one hand down. Sorry, the other way. Exhale through center. Right hand up. Exhale through center. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Number 3 here. Second side, number 3. Halfway done. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last 2. Last one, both sides. Now let's do one more breath exercise. As we step or jump it in, fit like a piano. Let's bring hands, let's find a cross of the arms over the heart. So left arm crosses over first. Right arm crosses on top. We're going to step out to the left. We're going to turn at the waist. On the inhale, like firing a bow and arrow, we're going to push out and pull back. Inhale. Now right arm crosses over the heart. Left arm crosses on top. And step it back to center. We turn, we step out. Sorry, with the right. Turn at the waist. Push out and pull back. Inhale. Now let's pick it up a little bit. Inhale through center. Exhale. Stepping out. Exhaling to center. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Couple more each way. Last one each side. And then back to center. And down. Let's jump it out. Let's find 2 hands on the air. We're holding a big ball. Let's take 3 big full body breaths here. Our hands and fingers. Mimic our ribs. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. There's bringing hands under our shoulders, moving a little bit forward here. You just breathe easier than to roll one shoulder to the other. Loosening the muscles up around your lungs. Lots of work to be done. And let's take the shoulder. Rolls the other way. Breathe in. And then back. One more breath exercise here. Let's soften our knees, roll down our spine, all the way down. On this one, inhale, we can make some fists. Breathe into your back. Little puff up your back, make jellyfish here. Do on the exhale, open it. Let the back soften. Let's just say inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Couple more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then on this inhale, let's roll it all the way up. Chin is tucked until the end. Lifting the chin tall through the crown. From this place, let's bring hands to the heart. Either a light press of the palms or weight collection. Or adding that isometric engagement breath in. Breath out. And then those of you that are on to the next day, namaste. Those of you that are staying, feel free to, you guys also have that freedom. With our staying, let's jump in for a little bit. Let's jump it out. One, let's here, hands find the hips, let's angle our feet up. We're going to rock it down into a full squat, half squat. Bring our knees over our heels, elbows find the inner thighs, hands find the heart, and let you keep swollen, rocking it from side to side. Now we're either staying in half squat, or we're going to take it all the way down. Either a full squat, you might bring your knees. If you get to this place and your knees say, I don't think so. Keep them back. Wherever you're working, again, allow you to keep rocking it from side to side, getting it here. And wherever you choose to go, I'll allow you to find it all in position. On the mat. I'm going to go sideways. You guys stay just as you are. Go sideways for and that's what we're talking about. Breathing in, lifting the tail, and then shutting through. Breathing in, lifting up. Exhaling, round. Breathing in, lifting up. Exhaling, round. Breathing in, lifting up. And then we'll find a child's pose. Big toes touch, round the spine as we take hips back. Let's come back up to this place, lifting chin and tail, so you can reach wherever you are. And then exhale. One more time if you choose. Hands up, forward. Exhale. And side to side. Breathing in, lifting it up. You allow your back to breathing in, lifting up. Like that. One more time each way, breathing in. And exhaling. One more time each way, breathing in. And breathing in. Exhaling. With that figure eight, breathing in, holding center. Taking it back to the heel, keeping it slow. Up on the other diagonal, shifting shoulders. shoulders in, hips and back to reverse again. One more time this way. Inhale. And exhale. And exhale. Take that figure eight the other way up. The other diagonal, shifting shoulders and hips and back this way. Exhaling back. One more time. And then coming back. All forward position. The hips apart. Any of them circling those. Six. Take it the other way. 1, 8. Great thing about a home practice, you're totally on your own. If you do this stuff, if you don't do this stuff, it's all good. You're here practicing yoga, taking the figure eights the other way. These guys have a little bit of a higher obligation, but having said that, it's about having fun, it's about relaxing. And on the other side, a cross-legged sit. I really like this configuration. Maybe it's like one person in the back and then you're just a little bit.
Don't ask me.
All right, so we got cross-legged. Generally in yoga, we always have initially right leg is in a little bit closer. And you want to change that every so often.
I love your
From here, palms find our knees. We pull back the hands to sit up a little straighter. A little taller. Let's find that Sitali breath.
You were there.
Cooling breath. So in India, where a lot of this stuff started, China also, they didn't have air conditioning. They tend to have very hot regions in the country. This is the way you cool yourselves off. Obviously not as effective as an air conditioner full blast. Having said that, has lots of other benefits in terms of our lungs and our peace of mind. That is, when we breathe in, purse the lips.
We could
We're
live
sipping through a straw. About 80% of the population
for 1,000 years.
If you're 80%, you'll get
If
it.
I heard
20%, you just take that forward. When we breathe in,
I may
out,
run from your tears.
closing the mouth, and breathe out.
Told you
Holly,
we
you're
could
gonna keep your
fly.
mouth, that over, pull it,
Cause we all have wings.
and then out.
But some of us don't know why. I was standing,
Halfway down, Holly breath.
you were there,
Halfway,
two worlds colliding,
Holly breath.
and they could never,
Halfway.
ever
One more.
tear us apart.
Out. Now let's work a slow seated sequence here. We'll switch across the leg. Left hand down, right hand high. We take a little bend to the left, or sits on grounded, moving through the ribs. I'll invite you to wiggle your fingers, keep your hands supple, and I'll invite you to look up at that top.
I was standing, you were there.
Letting it inhale, bring your center down to that right hand. Left hand high, stay grounded to that left side. Find your side back. I'll invite you to wiggle those fingers. And then take a gander up to the top.
You were standing, I was there.
Let your inhale, bring your
Worlds
center.
colliding,
Hands up, work
they could never tear
those sits bones stay grounded as we do 1, and 2. Here comes 3, and 4, and 5. Here comes 6, and back to 7. So just turn some rotations the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And back to center.
You may find
Illustrate.
yourself,
Our hands
Living in a
are
shut
spider
down
fingers.
shop.
Your fingers are little
you may
spiders.
find
You
yourself
want to follow the spider
in another
part.
part of the
Take a
world,
little bit of
and you may find yourself
and Now you're staying in neutral spine back to the head, in line with the sacrum. We're spidering those fingers a little bit further as we round the back and pace the palms down to the floor. And just taking 2 big breaths in here.
How did I get here?
Try and let that breath fill out. Just filling it out. Now we'll tuck the chin, we'll find the spider fingers again. As we spider ourselves back up, and you may all and in different ways to switch the cross the legs. I'll show you one way we'll really get a lot of variation. It's not for you.
And you may tell yourself,
We lift ourselves.
this is not my beautiful house. And you may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful wife.
Right hand down. Slide it. Wiggling. Inhale, you center left hand down, right hand. And taking that side bend, wiggling those fingers.
Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was.
And
Same
then
as it ever was. Same 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 as it ever was. Water dissolving and water removing.
5.
There is water
Go.
at the bottom of the ocean. Under the water, down the water.
1.
Remove, water dissolving.
3. 5. And 6. Back to center, leg active practice. Our spider forward side. Yeah, as we take it forward and move out. My live video has stopped. I think our music was copyrighted and Facebook turned us off for a sec. So hopefully everyone's back on. Looks like we are. So from that forward fold, we're going to walk our fingers back, reestablishing that long, tall spine. And then from here, let's move towards our Shavasana as we go long through 2 legs. We can work a long, slow roll down onto our backs. Before we lay down and relax, I suggest full body stretch. You might move forward a little bit, Maria. Long through 2 arms, long through the spines, big breath in. And then sweeping hands by your sides. As we lay the head down, releasing the tip of the tongue from the roof of the mouth. As we find our Shavasana, a slight part to the lips, but still breathing in and out through the nose. Thank you, great class. Awesome. Welcome, John. Welcome, Valerie. Welcome, Greg. Welcome, Laura. Welcome, Richard. Michael. Yeah, and so these Shavasanas, I like to do a good 10-minute Shavasana at home. Feel free to stay in your Shavasana. I'm going to cue a closing sequence to those of us in the room in about 1 or 2 minutes. And as we hold our Shavasana, feeling the front plane of your body falling into the back plane. And then both planes of the body heading into the floor. It's a nice solid floor, lots of support there. And as we hold our Shavasana, initially focusing on the breath as it flows in and out, great place to stay. But as we hold our Shavasana, I'll invite you to even let that focus soften as we take our senses inside. And that's the Pratyahara. The senses are often or sometimes compared to horses. We want to unhitch those horses so our minds can float serenely, undisturbed by the perturbations of the external world. Those of you at home feeling free to stay in this place. Hopefully there's a cool breeze even just of your intention as we lay and relax. Those of us in the room, I'm going to ring these bells 3 times. And one more time, just listening to the cling of the bell as it starts, and just listening as the sound diminishes into silence. Those of you choosing to come out of Shavasana, again, feel free to stay right where you are. I'll invite you to wiggle your fingers and toes as we invite more prana, more life force back into our bodies. Now circling wrists and ankles as we draw that energy in towards center. Those of you still flat on your backs, I'll invite you to draw one knee at a time in towards your heart. As your hands catch your shins, and then just gently using your thighs to massage your center of balance, 3 or 4 fingers below the navel, as we gently lift and lower the low back and hips. It's called Apanasana, a great pose for digestion, as we digest the fruits of our practice and the fruits of our afternoon. Knees close in, stretching long through an arm, rolling onto one side, letting that arm serve as a cushion for the head. As we share a long, slow breath here on the floor, I invite you to let it sigh out through your mouth, softening your shoulders, relaxing your jaws, softening the corners of your eyes. And then neck relaxed, face soft as we press on up to claim a cross-legged sit. As we sit grounded down through 2 sits bones, hands find the knees, pulling back with the hands to sit up a little straighter, a little taller, a slight tuck of the chin. Ending our practice as we started, watching as our breath flows in and as our breath flows out. From this place of breath awareness, I invite you to bring your hands to your heart and bowing as you thank yourselves for practicing yoga and as we offer our practice out to each other and to the world. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you guys for practicing.
Thank you, Mr. Moore.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Markel.
Markel, that's it.
I'm your tenant.
Her name,
Thanks,
her name
Facebook. It's been interesting. Awesome. Talking heads.
Yeah, talking heads
They got us in
ended the
trouble.
session, yeah. We'll see you all next time.